only take a few minutes, Senator. It's about a very sick little girl.
Look, I'm on my way to push a budget through the Senate. The only thing that can stop me now is if my daughter goes into labor. Excuse me.
Senator, telephone.
Take a message.
But it's the hospital. Your daughter's just gone into labor.
I want you to use all the power, all the tricks that you can to get that subsidy put back into the budget. We're talking about your grandson's life. You better do more than try.
I'll do it. I've got to get a telephone. I've got to stop the vote.
Hi. Any mail for Mark Gordon, general delivery?
Just a second. I'll check.
Thanks.
There you go.
Thank you. Garbage, more garbage. Hey, a letter from Leslie.
Oh, your sister, huh?
Yeah. Got to say. Well, I'll be.
Maybe what?
I guess I'll be giving the bride away. She's getting married.
You're kidding. That's great.
Hey, Jonathan, we don't...
No, we don't have an assignment. Our time's our own. Let's go to a wedding.
Great.
Come on, now, there's 2 pieces of chicken left. You tell me you can't finish
I
that?
can't stand it. Just this dinner was great, just great.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Would anyone like more coffee?
No, I've had plenty. Not for me. Well, looks like Leslie and your daughter really hit it off, huh?
Yeah, they're great together. Lindsay was so thrilled to be staying over at Leslie's while I had this place repainted.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Bill. You're getting one great gal.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me. I know it, believe me.
Honey, can I borrow your car tomorrow? Mine's in the shop.
Oh, Les, I got meetings all over town tomorrow.
I've got a million things to do. I have to go to the market, and then you wanted me to take Lindsay down to the doctor's tomorrow, and I have a fitting for my wedding dress at 3.
Hey, I can take you. Give us a chance to catch up.
I don't want to put you out.
Listen, Leslie, you're my family. You're the only one I got.
Hey, what about me? What am I, chopped liver?
I'm sorry this took so long, Leslie. Leslie, I think you'd better call Bill and have him come down here.
Well, he has some important business meetings today. What's wrong?
You're not Lindsay's guardian yet, Leslie. What I have to say, I should say to him.
Doctor, if Lindsay's anemic and needs some kind of special diet or vitamins, I think you can trust me to give him that information. I'm going to be your mother.
Leslie, Lindsay is a very sick little girl. And it's not just a question of vitamins. Please. Call Bill and have him come down here.
so unfair. It's so unfair.
What exactly does she have, anyway?
It's one of these 1 in a million diseases. A very rare form of some kind of amino acid metabolic deficiency. I think that's what he said. Her body doesn't make enough of one kind of amino acid. There's a block, a damming back. And her body makes too much of another kind of amino acid.
What does that do?
It's toxic. It's why she hasn't grown. It'll cause mental deficiency, and eventually it'll be fatal. Maybe in a year, maybe 2. They don't know.
Isn't there anything they can do?
Sure there is. Just not enough money in it, that's all.
How is she?
God bless. I don't know what to do. I can't tell her. How am I gonna tell my daughter?
Bill, you said there was something they could do, but there was no money in it. What do you mean?
Oh, there's an experimental drug that's ready for market, but there's so few kids with this disease that it's not worth it for the pharmaceutical company to manufacture it. It's what they call an orphan drug. There's a whole bunch of them for all kinds of diseases that are so rare there's no market for them.
Not the grants of funds. I mean, there has to be something. This is the richest country in the world.
Yeah. The doctor told me the name of the drug company. I was on the phone 2 hours a day trying to talk to the head guy. I couldn't even get through to him.
You know, maybe we could try.
How?
Well, it's kind of part of our job, you know. Our boss has connections.
Oh, God, anything he could do.
All right, we'll try. Mr. Burns?
What? Oh,
I'm sorry if we startled you.
well, you certainly did. Who are you? What are you doing in here?
I'm Jonathan Smith. This is Mark Gordon. We came to talk.
Look, I'm trying to be nice about this, but I don't appreciate people just walking into my office.
You tried to make an appointment, but your secretary said it was impossible.
Well, she was right. I'd appreciate it if you would just leave.
I'm afraid we can't do that. This is a matter of life and death. It involves a little girl named Lindsay Norman.
All right. All right, sit down. But be brief.
There is a drug that your company can manufacture. If she gets it, she'll live. If she doesn't, she'll die. It's as simple as that. Here's the name of the drug. I had a doctor write it down.
I see. What company are you gentlemen with?
We're not with any company. We're just here about a little girl's life. There's plenty more like her, too.
Yes, of course. You're with the patient's advocacy group, then.
I suppose you could say that.
Well, Mr. Smith, was it? I'm afraid there's nothing I can do.
You can manufacture the drug. You have the formula. You have the chemicals.
Well, we don't have the money, Mr. Gordon. We were supposed to, but now we don't.
What do you mean?
Some years ago, Congress passed the Orphan Drug Act for drugs just like this. The act allowed Congress to appropriate up to $4 million a year to subsidize the manufacture of drugs of this kind.
$4 million, that's nothing.
Well, I agree, Mr. Gordon, but Congress never even appropriated the full $4 million. A couple of million and change, that's all they ever approved. Well, maybe next year they'll appropriate enough money.
He may not be alive next year.
Mr. Gordon, there are 20 million Americans who suffer from 5,000 rare diseases. Over half of them are childhood diseases. This is a business. We can't lose money and stay in business. Our stockholders won't let us do that. That was the whole reason for the Orphan Drug Act. Now, I wish I could help, but you've come to the wrong address. It would literally take an act of Congress to get us the money to manufacture the drug that little girl needs. And where Congress is concerned, you might as well be talking about an act of God. what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Listen, I appreciate everything you guys are trying to do, and I'm willing to try anything right now, but I gotta tell you, I don't see Congress coming to a screeching halt just because of Bill Norman.
Well, maybe not just for Bill Norman, but there's got to be a whole lot of families out there that are going through the same thing you are.
And if we start getting on the phone, rounding those people up, people just like us, then it won't just be our family trying to do something.
In the meantime, Mark and I can be in Washington getting people ready to listen to what you have to say.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is that we spend more money on things to kill people than we do on things to save them.
And you really think there's a chance?
I think we're not going to know unless we try. It's not going to be easy. Lindsay's going to have to know now. She's going to have to be part of this fight.
Well, you want me to go in there and tell my daughter there's a chance that she might die?
No, I want you to go in that room and tell your daughter if she's willing to fight for it, there's a good chance she's going to live. Well, that's about it, Congressman Kelly. If those budget cuts aren't restored, the drug companies simply won't be able to afford to make the medicine that Lindsay needs to stay alive.
I see. Well, boys, I'm just as sorry as I can be, but I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to help. At least not this session of Congress. But I assure you the child will be in my prayers, Mr. Gordon.
You hypocritical phony.
Mark,
Now, wait a minute, Jonathan. This is between him and me.
I think this conversation is just about over, gentlemen. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have business to attend.
No, that's where you're wrong, mister. Because my end of this conversation is just starting. Now, I am an American citizen, I am a veteran, and I am a taxpayer, which means that you work for me, Bob. I am your business. You've got nothing to attend to that is any more important than this little girl's life.
Mr. Gordon, this may come as a big surprise to you, but I've got a desk full of problems that people think are just as important as the one you've brought me.
Congressman Kelly, you know, choosing between a plaid and an aloha print hardly seems like an earth-shaking problem to me.
No, I guess it isn't, is it? Look, let me explain what you fellas are up against, all right? We're a day, maybe two at the most, away from adjournment. Now, every congressman and senator is looking to get out of Washington. The House has already approved the budget, and there are enough votes in the Senate to get this thing passed now. The battle is over.
Listen, we don't want to change the whole budget, just one little thing.
No one's going to hold up approval of the whole budget just for one little amendment, which may not have enough support to get passed anyway.
Listen, we've got the Normans out there organizing. All kinds of families are going through the same thing. I mean, in a few days, there'll be enough of them to come here and testify in front of committees.
You don't have a couple of days. And there are no committees to testify in front of. The thing is on the floor of the Senate now. They'll be calling for a vote tonight, tomorrow, the latest. Now, if Corky McCorkindale thinks he's got the vote, which he does, he's going to ramrod this thing right through.
All right, this McCorkindale, if we could talk to him, if he'd see the Normans, maybe we could get him to change his mind.
Corky doesn't have a mind. He's a political machine. He votes for the money, or he votes for the party, or he votes for his friends, or whatever lobby can do him the most good.
What if we could get him to change his mind?
Then it would be a miracle. And that's exactly what it would take to stop this budget from going through, even if you do get Corky on your side. Last time we had that big a political miracle up here was when Truman defeated Dewey. You think you can give him any better than Harry Truman did?
Well, our boss has been known to in his time.
Now, what about McCorkindale?
I'll give it a try. Miss Wilson, try McCorkindale for me, would you, please?
Oh, Senator McCorkindale.
I'm sorry, boys, I'm late.
Yeah, Senator, I'm Jonathan Smith. Congressman Kelly called. You said you'd give me 5 minutes.
What can I tell you, please?
It'll only take a few minutes, Senator. It's about a very sick little girl.
Look, I'm on my way to push a budget through the Senate. The only thing that can stop me now is if daughter goes into labor. Excuse me.
Senator, telephone.
Take a message.
But it's hospital. Your daughter's just gone into labor.
Oh, boy. Call the majority leader. Tell him to stall. The vote can wait. I'll be at the hospital. Till my grandson is born.
Yes, sir.
Better let me drive.
Dr. Campbell, please call the OR. Dr. Mervyn
Oh,
Campbell,
nurse.
call the OR.
Yes, I'm Senator McCorkindale. How's my daughter? Is the baby here yet?
No, not yet, Senator. She's still in the labor room. You can go see her if you like.
Oh, no, I think, if you don't mind, I'll wait out here. You understand. How long do you think it'll take? I'm in sort of a bind for time.
Oh, I really couldn't say. It could take any amount of time.
Well, I'll wait right over here. Let me know when the baby comes.
Oh, sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Senator.
How did you get here before me? I had a police escort.
That doesn't matter. What does matter is that little girl I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, I hardly think this is the time or the place.
Well, I think it is.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I thought I was talking to a servant of the people.
You are. I'm a United States Senator. Have a little respect, please.
Respect is a two-way street, Senator. Now, that little girl and thousands like her are going to die if that bill goes through as is.
Come on. That's nonsense, and you know it is.
You don't listen to anything anybody says, do you? I'm talking about lives here. I'm talking about people who can be saved if you'll just put back the appropriations to the Orphan Drug Act.
Those appropriations were cut for a reason. You can't go bleeding the people of their hard-earned money for every little thing that comes along.
I don't believe you. Don't you think that little girl's life is just as precious to her family as the life of your grandson that you're hoping for?
I've made my position clear. If you insist on continuing this conversation, I shall have to have you removed from the hospital by an officer.
Any luck? Your kidney's a stone wall. Look, do me a favor. Call the Normans. Tell them to get here as soon as they can. Bring as many families with them as they can muster.
How soon is soon?
Like yesterday.
I gotcha.
Hello.
Bill, it's Mark.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Yeah, so. How's it going with you?
Well, we've been on the phone almost all day, talked to nearly 50 families in this state alone, and 10 of them have said they'd be willing to be in Washington within the next couple of days.
I think we need those people there now. We don't have a couple of days. Bill, is there any way that you could be on a plane for Washington tonight?
He says he wants us on a plane to Washington tonight.
Tell him we're on our way.
Okay, Mark, we'll be there.
Good. We can use as much help as we can get on this one.
You got it.
Right. You on the plane tonight?
Good.
John, why don't you let me talk to him? I don't have to be quite as nice as an angel.
No, Mark, I want to try something first.
Senator McCorkindale.
What?
You have a grandson.
Oh, I do. Oh, yes, of course I do. Wonderful. Oh, where is he? Can I see him?
Your daughter is asking to see you, Senator.
Oh, Carolyn. Everything all right? Where is he? Where's the little fella?
The doctors have to do some more tests. That's what I have to talk to you about.
No, we'll have to talk about that later. I've got to get back. I've got a bill to pass. The little fella's already holding up the United States
Just
Senate.
listen to me. My baby is sick.
Sick? What are you talking about?
He has an inherited bleeding problem. I don't know the name. It's very rare.
No, we'll call in a specialist. Please don't worry about it. We've got doctors up on the hill.
Just listen. He's going to need medication. Now, the pediatrician said there is a drug. It was manufactured under some kind of federal subsidy program. But now the doctor said that program has been eliminated because of budget cutbacks. Cutbacks that you made on that bill you're so anxious to get signed.
No. I went over the findings of the Office of Technical Assessment. They assured me that the cuts were prudent.
Prudent? Without medication, my baby, your grandson does not have much of a chance to live.
Oh, no. Oh, that can't be true.
It is true. Now, I've never asked you for anything. I take it back, I've asked a lot. You've just never given it. But this time you are. I want you to use all the power, all the tricks that you can to get that subsidy put back into the budget.
Yes, I'll try. I'll try.
We're talking about your grandson's life. You better do more than try.
I'll do it. I've got to get a telephone. I've got to stop the vote. I'm so sorry.
Just stop the vote.
Daly, what is going on over there? I've tried Senator O'Connell's number 5 times. There isn't any answer. Now listen, I want you to run down there and tell Buck O'Connell.
I'm sorry, Senator, they've all left.
Left? What are you talking about? They have to be there. There's a vote scheduled.
They already held the vote. Senator O'Connell called to congratulate you on passing the bill. He said it went through just like you wanted.
No, that's not what I wanted. I tell them that they can't do this. Tell them my grandson.
Senator?
What?
Senator, come on, wake up. Just a dream.
Oh.
Wake up.
What?
It's all just a dream. Your grandson hasn't been born yet, the bill hasn't been voted on yet. There's still time. Still time for you and your daughter, too.
Dr. Campbell, please call the OR. Dr. Mervyn
How do you
Campbell,
know
call the OR.
what my dream is about?
I couldn't get through to you while you were awake, so I did it while you were asleep.
Wait a minute. Who are you? What is this?
I'm an angel, and you know what it's all about.
You're an angel.
Mm-hmm.
You're some kind of a kook.
No, I'm not a kook, Stinky.
What did you call me?
Stinky. Isn't that what Harry Truman called you up on the hill? You were just a freshman congressman. Remember Sam Rayburn introduced you to Harry, and he said, Harry, keep an eye on this boy. He's got what it takes. But Truman didn't like the smell of your cigar, so he called you Stinky.
There were only 3 people in that room. I'm the only one alive. How do you know?
Harry told me while you were asleep.
You are an angel?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Now, you started out doing so much good. What happened?
Realities. Yeah. You can't do anything in this town, good or bad, without power.
Hey, you sure got plenty of that, all right. Somewhere along the way, I guess you forgot what you wanted it for. There's still time. It's up to you.
You wait right here. I'll be right back.
Breathe, breathe, easy, easy, breathe, easy. Yeah, breathe. Uh-huh.
That was a good one.
How you doing? Hello, Kevin.
You
How's
did
my
come.
daughter? Yes, Carolyn.
Oh, I'm okay, but this baby doesn't seem to want to come out.
Oh, Carolyn, I want to apologize to you.
What?
Look, I know I haven't been much of a father to you, much of a husband to your mother, for that matter. And there's nothing I can say now to make up or undo things. But I want you to know, I love you. I'm very proud of you.
Daddy, are you all right?
Oh, yes. For the first time in a long while, I'm very all right. But I can't stay with you now. I've got to get back to the Senate.
So that's what this is all about. It's okay, Daddy. I'm used to you ducking out on me.
No, I'm not ducking out on you. I'm going back there for you, and for the baby, and for a lot of other little kids. And this time, I'm not voting with the money, or the lobbyists, or the party. And after the vote is over, I'm coming back to you. To both of you. To all three of you.
Here we go again. Breathe. Breathe, breathe. Easy, easy. Breathe, easy. Yeah. Breathe.
Daley, I've been trying to reach the majority leader in Buck O'Connell. Where is everybody?
I'm sorry, Senator. I tried, but Senator O'Connell got to the majority leader and told him they had enough votes without you.
Without me?
They're on the floor right now, ready to call for the vote.
They went ahead without me. Nothing I can do now. We've lost, kid.
Not yet, we haven't.
I can't do anything if I'm not there. There's no way I can get there in time.
Oh, yes, there is. Trust me, Senator.
Very well. If there are no more motions on the floor, we will call the roll.
Corky, I thought you were at the hospital. How in heaven's name did you get here?
I think you just answered your own question, Buck. You shouldn't be here, you know.
I know, Corky. But they keep electing me and I keep showing up.
You can't see me or hear me, only you can.
Well, here we go.
The chair recognizes Senator McCorkindale.
Yes, thank you, Charlie. Mr. Acting President Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I know we're all in a hurry to pass this budget and go home. But I think we made a mistake. There are a few things cut out of that budget that ought not to have been cut out.
Corky, what got in here?
Nothing got into me, Bucky. Just the opposite.
Now, just a second here, Senator. I recognized you because I thought you wanted to call for the vote.
Well, I know that that's the way we worked it out in the cloakroom, but, Charlie, I changed my mind. Because what I really want to do is to introduce a motion to hold that vote up. Until some people can get here and give testimony before the Senate Budget Committee, which is where I want this budget to be sent back to. Charlie, that thing in your hand ain't a nutcracker, it's a gavel. Why don't you bang for order?
All right, let's have order here.
I have been waiting to say this all my life. Stop the presses. Old Corky McCorkindale has just moved to send the bill he helped author back to committee.
Senator Whalen?
No.
Senator Winthrop?
Yes.
Senator Yarborough?
No.
Senator Yerman?
No.
The vote is 39 in favor, 58 opposed. Senator McCorkindale's motion is defeated.
Well, that's the ball game. Looks like old Corky's overplayed his hand.
Is there anything else you can do?
He's made the motion. He's lost. Once Charlie recognizes Buck, we're sunk.
Now then, do I hear a call for a vote on the budget?
I need more time.
And that's just what you ran out of.
Mr. President-elect pro tem.
The chair recognizes... What the... Ladies and gentlemen, we will recess for a few minutes till we get the lights back on. Guess somebody forgot to pay the bill.
When the lights go on, I want you to recognize me, Charlie.
No way, Corky. I don't know what's got into you, but I'm going to recognize Buck. And we're going to vote this thing through and go home.
What's the matter with you, Corky? You got religion or something?
There's worse things to get.
Not for you. Because if you try to stop this vote one more time, I'm going to see to it that there's not a cent of PAC money for you. Your whole party will be against you. You'll be a pariah. No friends, no money, no clout, and no more Corky.
Huh. Oh, Bucky Connor. I made you what you are today. I took you under my wing. Showed you the ropes.
Yes, you did. And you get in my way now, and I'll hang you with them. Charlie? Those lights come on. You be sure you recognize me.
The Senate is now in session. The chair recognizes Senator McCorkindale. Why did I say that?
Heaven only knows, Charlie, but you did.
Just say what you've got to say and get on with it.
Well, now, Buck, what I got to say just may take some time. And according to the rules of the Senate, I've got the floor. As long as I don't stop talking and as long as I don't sit down. So, you fellas and gals might just as well settle in for a spell because my stomach is full, my shoes are comfortable, and my bladder is strong. And I intend to keep on talking until those folks I told you about get here. Buck, sit down.
We temporarily interrupt this program to bring you a special report from the Senate.
This is Henry Danziger. In an effort to block passage of the O'Connell budget, 74-year-old Senator Fritz Corky McCorkindale has just begun a one-man filibuster. The senator's been speaking for just over 3 hours now. It is a courageous display of bravado. But the question is, how long can a 74-year-old man stay on his feet? Speculation runs high. He cannot hold out much longer.
That's what you think, pal. Go get him, Pop. You go get him. That's your grandpa, kid.
You made it, great.
We've got 10 other families here, too.
All right, let's go get them. We're not looking for a handout. But there are certain things a man can't do for himself. He can't heal himself. He can't manufacture his own medicines. He can't dictate just when a catastrophic illness will strike his family. To turn our backs on them it's just not sound fiscal policy. It's not sound American policy. And I'll be in hell if I'm going to be part of it. And so will you. Hey, Corky. Get Corky. Wow, they're here. Now if we could only figure out a way to get them heard.
You got it.
Will the senator yield the floor for a point of information?
All right.
It seems like the gremlins are at work tonight, senators. The senators' only restrooms are out of order. Senators wishing to use the facilities will have to use the public ones.
I like your style.
I try.
Senator. Oh, thank you. Excuse me. My grandson is born.
Is he all right? He's fine. Fine, healthy grandson.
I have a little announcement of my own to make here. I'm the proud grandfather of a 7-pound, 3-ounce baby boy, who my daughter informs me that she's going to name him Fritz, after me. Thank you. Thank you, darling, if you hear me. Well, I was one of the lucky ones. My grandson's okay. But he could have been one of the thousands that this country that's not okay, that needed medicine they can't get because we're too busy building bombs with cameras inside them so we can make sure who we kill. Now, what kind of sense is that?
Hi, Senator. I'm Mark Gordon. Say, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine while you're waiting.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm one of the kids the senator was talking about.
Hi, Senator.
What? Madam, you can't be here. This is the men's room.
Don't worry about it. I'm a nurse. Now, let me tell you about my grandson. He has a disease that can be treated, but he can't get the medicine.
And now, Senators, I would like to read to you my Aunt Martha's recipe for pecan pie. You take 2 cups of fresh pecans and well, Senators, I guess you'll have to ask my Aunt Martha for the recipe because I've just been informed that you've met the people. They've had their say. Now, it's between you and your conscience.
Somebody call an ambulance.
Hey, what happened in there? I must have passed out. We gotta get back in for the boat. It's gonna be a close one.
Take a look, Corky. You didn't just pass out in there, Corky. That's right.
What about the vote?
We lost.
What are you talking about?
Well, it's going to end in a tie. That's going to send it to Charlie, and he's going to push that bill through as is. You did your best. That's all you can ask.
No, it isn't. I've got to get back in there and break that tie vote. Look, you've got to get him to let me get back in.
Corky, that's against the rules.
Well, let him waive the rules.
I can't help you.
Jonathan, leave it to a pro. Your boss and me can work out a deal.
Senator Whalen.
Yes.
Senator Winthrop.
No.
Senator Yarborough.
Yes.
Senator Yerman.
No.
The vote is
incomplete. The vote is incomplete.
Senator will come to order.
Corky, you all right? You look as pale as a ghost.
Well, to tell you the truth, Bucky, old boy, I'm dead. But you wouldn't believe that in a million years, would you?
Senator McCorkindale.
Before I cast my vote, I'm going to tell you birds a thing or two. They say that old Abe Lincoln's ghost walks the White House whenever his spirit is troubled. Well, from now on, old Corky McCorkindale is going to be haunting these halls. We're going to send this budget back to committee. And when it comes out, you're going to do right by these people who put you here, or I'm coming back and scare the living daylights out of you. The vote is no. The children win. You lose.
Well, it's time to go, Senator.
I'd like to ask you one more favor.
Name it.
Can we make one more stop along the way? Is to keep a promise.
We got lots of time.
And it has now been confirmed. After waging the most historic struggle in decades in the U.S. Senate, Fritz Corky McCorkindale has succumbed to a heart attack at age 74, though there still seems to be some confusion over the exact time of death.
No, I'm okay. Don't cry. Carolyn, I'm okay.
She can't hear you, Corky.
Oh, yeah. Look at him, huh? The little fella. I think he favors me, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, my grandson.
Kevin, do you smell something?
No. What are you talking about?
That smell. It's my dad's cigar. I'd know that smell anywhere.
Caroline.
He's with us, Kevin. Trust me. He's with us right now.
Okay. We can go now. Let me ask you something. Do they have committees up there? You know, I could be a real help to the boss if they do.